Oh, it's just so iconic, isn't it? Welcome, everybody, to this crazy idea that's been swimming around in my head for way too long. This is going to be a deathless attempt of a game I am decent at. I am not a skilled gamer. I'd like to think I'm okay at platformers. I'm a man that's suffered a left hand wrist injury, so bear with me, but this has just been in my head forever. And it's the internet. It's been done before. I'm sure it's been done before. I haven't seen it done in contexts like this of, hey, let's play Donkey Kong Country specifically. Seen like Minecraft hardcores and what have you. Shout out to EBG, I guess, if you're alive. I don't actually watch a lot of things anymore. Yes, this is SlamJamMcCam. We're going to be attempting a deathless run of Donkey Kong Country. And this isn't, again, this is all for the fun. I really just love the idea of being me, seeing what I can do, rating my... I had this idea to, like, you know, rate my skill at the game, rate my experience with it, and my chances of winning. Kind of reminds me of, like, the old Man Tracker show, which was, like, a Canadian show that depicted two people, like, going 38 kilometers or whatever over 2 days, trying to beat a guy on a horse and a local that would try and catch them, basically. But they would always, like, rank their skill. So, sure, we have a ranking of this. What's my history out of 10? 10 DK bongos. No, we're not doing it. Out of 10, my experience with this game is probably a 9. My skill in platforming in general, I'm going to rank it about a 8. Can I be optimistic? I'm no speedrunner. Cranky really wants to play that song, and everybody really wants us to get going, so... let's just do this on the 2-player team with my special guest, nobody. No, let's get going with this thing. I wanted to do this, and I'm really gonna have to turn on... This is weird, because this is me. This is me being me and me, kooky. I don't know. I know a lot of people turn up the crazy for this. It's my cat's making noise, but really, I am what I am. And... I selected the level without meaning to. And I need water. And I really don't intend to be anything. I do this for fun. I've had this idea swimming around my head forever. Even though everybody's probably just like, oh, it's another one of these, reaction face. There will be no reaction face. You know what? You want a reaction face? We just... There you go. It's not going to be in the thumbnail. Throwing shade early. Let's throw that shade and instantly lose this one. I can't die. This literally just dawned on me. Obviously, I'm making this up as I go, but this run will obviously stay intact so long as I don't, like, have to exit the level via death. So if Donkey Kong and Diddy trade deaths 856 times specifically, we're fine. But only 856 times. And within that level. If they come back, as long as we don't exit the levels, that makes sense. That better make sense. You know? Okay, let me focus this up. Because it's just weird. The reason I'm just like, oh yeah, it's me doing this is like, yeah man, like I'm gonna be me. And I'm gonna be putting on my show of not a show, of just being me. I don't know apparently how many times I can specify that, but we're just gonna try and not die while being completely not MLG gamer mode. Does that make sense? Is MLG still a thing? Was that ever a thing? I feel like that's just a term that's thrown out there that's probably long since passed me by at this point even. It's probably got some other term. Alright, one level down. Okay, so it's like, man, I could get crazy with this in editing and, like, do a level count and stuff. But really, I think it's just pretty self-explanatory in this game how far we are. Because, again, this is not beyond, like, taking second attempts at this. This is by no means in my hobbyist 10-year channel. I do call it a hobbyist thing. This stuff's like a photo album to me. I have actually covered this game quite a few times in different contexts, without actually, like, doing a traditional Let's Play of it, mind you. I have raced this game on the channel twice, although I think the VODs are not intact in the first one, but the better one's the one where we played, like, different versions of the game while racing it. That was really cool. Not trying to plug my own stuff, but I am fascinated by these ideas of let's try something, you know, that's just tickles my fancy of intrigue and interest, I guess. And premise of that for the longest time, we still do. I get a little busy with my careers outside of the summer, basically, but it's the idea of like racing games, almost like a book club, which sounds counterintuitive, and it freaking absolutely is. But you wanna just fall off? I really don't want to play these things risky, and like, I just am a pretty confident frickin' Donkey Kong Country player at this point. Again, I rank myself pretty good on this. I always had the idea of like ranking it again, like that old like man tracker thing, because it'd be fun to go into games. I remember I did a recording of, I think it was Resident Evil 4 when I was still blind at the game, and I was like, tee-hee, yeah, my knowledge of the game is 0 out of 10. We never actually finished. I don't know what happened to that. Again, in the hobbyist channel sense, and a channel that probably took itself more seriously in whatever, back when, almost 10 years ago, literally, plus, I probably had a lot of things that I just scrapped as well, even so. Okay. Yeah. This one breaks open that. But yeah, I've done a lot. Yeah, the mediocre multiplayer thing is what we call it. We kind of like race games. We play different versions of the game. So sometimes that's really cool because, again, it's kind of like a book club. I know it sounds counterintuitive. We do race it, but a lot of it's just like become cool to look at different versions of the game whilst racing it. So this game in particular has a Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color version officially. There's some other janky demakes and stuff too that we did not cover. But just the fact that we were able to do like Donkey Kong Country the race while I'm playing Game Boy Advance and Ness is playing Game Boy Advance and Cyrus is playing Game Boy Color and Audrey's playing Super Nintendo. It was cool. It was cool, man. I don't know how much getting like extra lives and stuff here is gonna matter because we are just trying not to die. It has not really dawned on me. That's the weird thing about picking a game like this, and why, again, this idea floating around my head has never come to fruition. Is it coming to fruition here? We will see, I guess, if it, is listed on YouTube. I guess it finally has. Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah, again, it's like, certain confidences might go away, but they haven't. I'm just playing like I'm playing Donkey Kong Country. But now it's like, okay, we are on our last string already, on an extremely early level. No grand designs to like think that this is necessarily going to go really far first attempt or anything, but maybe? We'll see? You go swimming now? Now this was actually, shoutouts, again, apparently I'm just throwing shoutouts on my hobbyist channel where we have fun, but of course, one of the only streamers I do watch, grand fellow named That Now and Then 64, covers a lot of, you guessed it, like N64 content. Does a lot of fun stuff. We kind of just hang, a lot of us. And he decided to do like a video game music tournament where just everyone involved, probably, decently knit community of 50-ish active people, each submitted a song, basically. So we have 3 hits now. Obviously this one got submitted. I think it was like capped at probably 1997, 1990 something. There's a good song. Even if you don't think so, I think so. I don't know. I'm not in the know what songs people like. But yeah, he did a contest. Obviously, someone submitted this. There was a really good mix of like obscure retro music and like really well-known stuff. Like obviously, Battle of the Big Bridge, Final Fantasy V. Not Man with Machine Gun. I thought it was. What the heck is it called? Like the boss theme from Final Fantasy VIII that I really thought should have won. So close, man. A lot of these kind of more known stuff. Then you had stuff like Donkey Kong or Jurassic Park Super Nintendo, the shitty game, the top-down one that I submitted with like Triceratops Trot. If you haven't heard it, phenomenal song. And all this other weird stuff, like some Age of Empires 2 song went all the way to the finals against Aquatic Ambience here. And I was like, it beat out Final Fantasy VIII's boss theme. Shoutouts Now and Then 64. Shoutouts to his community. They're awesome. How the heck did you guys vote out I'll say what I want about Final Fantasy VIII, but that is one of the finest boss themes I've ever dang heard. But of course, this song winning out the whole tournament, not a shock in the slightest. And David Wise actually retweeted, I'm not going to do it. We talked about not giving Musk any ground on his stupid ass rename, so retweeted the thing. I'm actually not on the website at all, but David Wise did retweet the fact that that had won an entire tournament. By the way, I've not banned shortcuts, and I won't ban shortcuts, I guess. Maybe in another run we'll be like, oh, that was too easy. Dude, if I beat this game, I really gotta focus. I won't beat this game without, you know, dying. Is that, yeah, that's what we're doing. This is, alright, well, and the fact that, alright, we're not taking, no. Oh, shoot. Those don't come back either, do they? I don't think we can get up there. See, this is being too casual cam here. So, oh my god. Okay. I don't know how many words I've left in me. But, oh, dude, remind me to talk about these barrels. I don't think, this is not a bad segment. I am starting to question what segment switch. Those barrels, that now that I'm not dead, were those not one of the most fun things? Those barrels and the minecart levels. Were those, am I crazy to say that, like, as a kid, my perception was that those levels were the shit. They were amazing. The best part about this game was doing the frickin' like barrel, I'm not just gonna, the barrel hopping and all that stuff. And now it's like this thing, when I watch people play this game, it's like they're miserable to see that they're playing around with the barrels, and it's like this tense thing, and oh god, don't get me started on the minecarts. Just go watch the race to see all of my friends get stuck on the minecarts. My theory is that we've moved away from CRTs, so these have a lot more input latency that are far more foreboding. And when you have one game over or one death to work with, also a little bit more, just saying. Speaking of good music, they are very tense because those are literally those are the way to end a run right now. I know I missed the G. Dude, does it matter that I missed the G? Make sure we jump on this guy. I'm gonna change the way I'm doing things a bit. We're almost done a world. We're almost very casually done a world. I know, like, who even cares about the save point? Honestly. I make that joke. I made that joke in that botched Resident Evil 4 run that I never put out there. They're like, oh, I don't have a memory card and I never need one, but I actually like survived beyond one night of playing the game, which is very likely these days. I don't play video games for a very long time. Best I can tell, I have some form of tennis elbow, and like already my finger's cold. And no, it's not carpal tunnel. I wish I was just that guy that's like denying my video game injury of carpal tunnel, but I don't think it's carpal tunnel. I've just qualified it by adding the question of think, but it's not carpal tunnel. Can't really figure out what's wrong. I did have a growth. I know, this is fun, isn't it? Growth in the back of my wrist that got removed. So it had nothing to do with gaming, in fact. But yeah, certain things irritate it, like a lot of left-hand manipulations at this point. I've really come to find a new appreciation for like the Wii. At this point, like honestly, the separation of hands gameplay. Of course, some people that watch my Final Fantasy 14 stuff is about all I really consistently do. Again, just for archival sake, mostly in those and kind of funny ha-has compilations. For again, my own sake, like this is all my photo album. I love anyone that's along for the ride. I love presenting my stuff. Please, by all means, hang around. I don't feel very jaded on the whole like subscribe. No, like do you man. Like you do you. Honestly, like we're just here. If you're enjoying it, hey. If you're not subbing, okay, it's fine. I'm glad you're here to say hello. People in this world, man. I love me some people. I do plenty of jobs that see me lots of people, lots of some people folk. I do genuinely enjoy it. So yeah, no. But I don't know where I started with this. We're getting extra lives. Isn't it like the most ironic thing right now? Isn't it like rain on your wedding day? No. I can't I can't. I'm a weirdo, and I will just, like... I totally could see a zone where I would just bust that out. I don't know that one. Bust out a song. But, like, no. I will say, one of the funniest things, I can't watch The Office. Everybody heralds this show as, like, amazing, and I see why, but I just find myself, like, in pain watching it, in the sense of, like, oh my god, I'm so secondhand embarrassed constantly, and I feel terrible for these awkward situations, and I understand why there's a humor in that, but dear god. But one of the funniest things I saw that show put out there was Kevin just singing at a party. Oh, what is it? It's Alanis Morissette again. Dude, I swear, I'm losing, like, my memory lately can be incredible, but names are escaping me. Alanis Morissette. He's singing that song. I don't want to sing right now. I'm a theater person. It's literally my job, but I don't want to sing it. You know, just sometimes you don't. I don't know. It's not gonna come organic. You feel me? It's gonna bug me. I need to look this up. You oughta know. If I did just sing the song, we would have gotten to those words, but, you know. You oughta know. Kevin's singing that. It's funny. It's one of the funniest damn things I've seen. It's like this song. And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. Like, okay, that's not, like, the worst of it, but... just the lyrics to that song, man! Now I need to know the lyrics. I need to explain myself. You know how this works? Since I don't feel like speaking, we're gonna do a spoken word version of this. For my friends that know me, this is also tough, because this mind ain't in the gutter, man. This mind is on the Oilers, apparently. An older version of me. Is she perverted, like me? Would she go down on you in a theater? Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? Mr. Duplicity, I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner, but it was a slap in the face how quickly I was replaced. And are you thinking of me when you fuck her? 'Cause the joke that you laid in the bed that was me, and I'm not gonna fade as soon as you close your eyes. And you know it. And every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Now can you feel it? Didn't that just have the same exact emotions? I don't know what I'm doing with my life here right now. You ought to know. Okay. I'm just gonna, you know... It doesn't have the right effect unless, you know... This side would have been better, but hindsight's 20/20. There's only so much camera here. You know... Sometimes you go out in life starting a Let's Play kind of thing about not dying as a Kong, and you just end up quoting a Canadian singer and not singing it in a spoken word sense about things. Cheers, folks. The mess that... No, we're not going back there. We're going to Minecart Carnage. Oh god, is this where it ends? I mean, I did make fun of people for finding this level difficult. I really did. I mean, this could be really bad. I maybe should be worried because I made fun of people so much. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. No! I swear to God. Alright, maybe we don't trust the secrets as much. It's right there! I got too cocky. I got... Take two.